Greetings are everywhere. They're so common, so automatic that they become invisible. When you walk into a room and say, hello, what happens? Most likely it floats away like a feather in the wind, unnoticed, unremembered. But what if I told you there's a way to flip the script, to walk into that same room and make people stop, turn, and take notice? Words are not just a means of communication, they are vessels of energy, emotion, and intention. They carry the essence of who we are and what we want to convey, shaping the reality around us in ways we often underestimate. When we speak, we are not merely exchanging information, we are creating impressions, evoking feelings, and leaving behind traces of ourselves in the minds of those we interact with. The power of words lies not just in their literal meanings, but in their ability to influence perceptions, inspire action, and transform relationships. Well, consider how often we use words out of habit. A simple hello is an example. It's a word that has become so ingrained in our daily interactions that it no longer holds the same weight it might have once had. It's automatic, predictable, and often devoid of the energy needed to spark a memorable connection. When you walk into a room and greet someone with hello, you're fulfilling a social norm, but are you truly making an impact? The answer, more often than not, is no. This is not to diminish the value of a polite greeting. Politeness has its place, but if your goal is to stand out, to capture attention, and to create a moment that lingers in someone's mind, then you need to go beyond the ordinary. Words have the power to do this because they act as a kind of energy exchange. The words you choose and the way you deliver them can either elevate the energy in a room or leave it exactly as it was, or worse, diminish it. Now, think about the first time you met someone who left a lasting impression on you. Chances are it wasn't just what they said, but how they said it that stayed with you. Perhaps their choice of words was unexpected, or maybe their tone carried a certain warmth or confidence that made you feel valued. Whatever it was, their words had an energy that resonated with you, creating a memory that lingered long after the conversation ended. This is the potential we tap into when we use words with intention. A single phrase, carefully chosen and authentically delivered, can change the course of an interaction. It can turn a mundane exchange into something meaningful, something memorable. This is the power of breaking away from the expected and using words to create moments that matter. When you choose your words thoughtfully, you are essentially setting the tone for how others perceive and respond to you. You are communicating not just the surface level message of your words, but also an unspoken message about who you are and how you see the person you're speaking to. For instance, when you replace a generic hello with something like you look like you're ready to conquer the day, you're doing more than greeting someone, you're acknowledging them in a way that makes them feel seen and appreciated. Words like these carry an energy that uplifts. They are not passive or neutral, they are active and dynamic, shaping the atmosphere of the interaction. The person on the receiving end feels the difference immediately. They are drawn in, intrigued, and more likely to engage with you in a meaningful way. This is not magic, it's psychology. People are naturally drawn to what feels good, and words that make them feel good create an instant connection. Moreover, the power of words extends beyond the moment of interaction. The impression you create with your words can influence how someone remembers you, how they think about you, and even how they talk about you to others. It's a ripple effect where the energy you put into your words continues to reverberate long after the conversation has ended. This is why it's so important to be intentional with your words. When you choose your words with care, you are taking control of the narrative. You are deciding how you want to be perceived and what kind of energy you want to bring into a space. This is not about manipulation, it's about alignment. It's about aligning your words with your intentions and your energy so that they work together to create the impact you desire. The most impactful words are those that come from a place of authenticity. They are not rehearsed or contrived, they are genuine expressions of who you are and what you want to share. This authenticity is what gives your words their power. People can sense when your words are real and when they are not. Authentic words resonate, they stick. They have a weight and a presence that cannot be manufactured. In a world where so much communication is superficial, authentic words stand out. They cut through the noise and reach people on a deeper level. This is the kind of impact you want to have when you speak. It's not about impressing people with fancy language or clever phrases. It's about making them feel something real. When your words come from a place of authenticity, they carry a kind of energy that is impossible to ignore. Every word you speak has the potential to create a spark, to ignite something in the person you're speaking to. This is the power of words not as empty vessels, but as carriers of energy and intention. Predictability is the silent thief of attention. It robs interactions of their spark, leaving them flat and forgettable. When you follow the same patterns of speech that everyone else does, you blend into the background. It's not intentional. Of course, it's simply the way we've been conditioned. We're taught to greet each other with the same phrases, hello, how are you? And these words, while polite, have become so commonplace that they fail to register as anything more than white noise in the minds of others. When you say hello, what typically happens? Most people respond with an equally mundane hi or hello, perhaps adding a polite nod or a faint smile. And that's it. The interaction moves forward, but it lacks any memorable quality. You've done what's expected, and in doing so, you've inadvertently reinforced a pattern that everyone is already accustomed to. It's comfortable, yes, but it's also uninspiring. There's no surprise, no intrigue, no moment that makes the other person pause and truly take notice of you. Human beings are wired to seek novelty. Our brains are naturally drawn to what is new, unexpected, or out of the ordinary. This is why breaking the pattern of predictable speech has such a profound impact. When you greet someone with a phrase that they aren't expecting, you disrupt their automatic responses. Instead of replying on autopilot, they are forced to engage more consciously with what you've said. It's as if you flipped a switch in their mind, shifting their focus entirely to you. Consider this scenario: you walk into a room, and instead of saying hello, you begin with something like, you look like someone who has an amazing story to tell. Instantly, you've changed the dynamic of the interaction. The person you're speaking to is no longer passively responding, they're actively processing your words. They're intrigued, perhaps even flattered, and their curiosity is piqued. You've disrupted the monotony of their day with a moment that feels fresh and engaging. Breaking the pattern isn't about being overly dramatic or trying to impress others with cleverness. It's about stepping outside the box of habitual communication and choosing words that carry intention and originality. The goal is not to be different for the sake of being different, but to create a genuine connection that stands out amidst a sea of sameness. When you do this, you're not only capturing attention, but also setting the tone for a more meaningful exchange. The energy of the interaction shifts, often in subtle but powerful ways. The person you're speaking to becomes more present, more engaged, and more open to what you have to say. This is because you've signaled through your choice of words that this conversation is not just another routine encounter. You've made it clear that you're bringing something unique to the table. Breaking the pattern also demonstrates a level of confidence and creativity that is inherently attractive. It shows that you're not afraid to deviate from the norm and that you're willing to take the initiative to make the interaction memorable. This kind of energy is magnetic. People are drawn to those who can break free from convention because it suggests a level of authenticity and originality that is rare. There's another layer to this as well. When you disrupt predictable patterns, you create a sense of anticipation. The person you're speaking to begins to wonder what you might say or do next. This keeps them engaged and attentive, which is exactly what you want in any interaction. It's not about keeping them on edge, but about maintaining a level of interest that ensures your words and actions leave a lasting impression. Breaking the pattern doesn't require you to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes the smallest shifts in phrasing can make the biggest difference. For example, instead of saying hello, you could say, it's great to finally meet someone with your kind of energy. This subtle change turns a generic greeting into a personal and engaging statement. The key is to think beyond the usual scripts and focus on how you can make the other person feel seen, valued, and curious about you. When you consistently practice this approach, you'll start to notice a change in how people respond to you. Their eyes light up, their posture shifts, and their interest deepens. They become more invested in the conversation because you've given them a reason to be. You've shown them through your words and energy that this interaction is worth their time and attention. Over time, breaking the pattern becomes second nature. It becomes a habit that transforms the way you communicate and connect with others. You'll find that people remember you not just for what you say, but for how you make them feel. And it all starts with the decision to step outside the predictable and embrace the power of the unexpected. Connection is the cornerstone of meaningful interactions, and it begins with how you make others feel in your presence. The words you choose and the energy you project have the power to either bridge the gap between you and another person or widen it. Every word you speak carries an unspoken message, a subtext that conveys whether you are truly present, genuinely interested, or merely going through the motions. Connection is not formed through empty words, but through words infused with intention, curiosity, and authenticity. Think about the moments when someone made you feel truly seen and valued. It wasn't just the words they used, but the way they delivered them, the tone, the timing, and the sense of genuine care behind them. This is where so many interactions fall short. People often get caught up in the mechanics of conversation, choosing the right phrases, responding appropriately, but they forget that the heart of communication lies in making the other person feel understood and important. This is why a simple, surface level hello is rarely enough to spark a real connection. While it serves its purpose as a polite greeting, it does little to convey that you're genuinely interested in the other person. It's neutral, safe, and devoid of any depth or emotion. If your goal is to create an immediate bond or leave a memorable impression, you need to go deeper. You need to use words that resonate on an emotional level, words that make the other person feel like they matter. One of the most powerful ways to forge this kind of connection is by showing a sincere interest in the other person right from the start. This doesn't mean bombarding them with questions or overwhelming them with compliments. It's about subtly communicating that you see them as more than just another face in the crowd. You can achieve this with a single sentence, one that goes beyond the expected and speaks directly to something unique about them. For instance, instead of a routine greeting, you might say, "You have a really interesting energy about you. What's your secret?" A statement like this not only grabs their attention, but also signals that you're genuinely curious about who they are. It immediately shifts the focus from a transactional exchange to a personal interaction. The person you're speaking to feels acknowledged and appreciated, which creates an instant sense of connection. This approach works because it taps into a universal human desire, the need to feel seen and valued. Everyone wants to be recognized for who they are, not just as a participant in a casual conversation, but as an individual with unique qualities and experiences. When you take the time to notice something about someone and reflect it back to them in your words, you're giving them a gift. You're telling them, "I see you, you matter." Another key aspect of creating connection through words is aligning your energy with your intention. Words alone are not enough. They must be supported by your tone, body language, and presence. When you speak with genuine warmth and interest, it shows. People can sense when you're being authentic, and this authenticity is what draws them in. It creates a safe space where they feel comfortable opening up and engaging with you on a deeper level. This is particularly important in first impressions. The way you greet someone sets the tone for the entire interaction. If your words are generic and your energy is flat, you're unlikely to make a lasting impression. But if your words are thoughtful and your energy is vibrant, you'll create a moment that sticks in their mind. They'll walk away not just remembering what you said, but remembering how you made them feel. It's also worth noting that connection is a two-way street. While your words can set the stage, the true bond is formed through mutual exchange. This means listening as much as you speak, paying attention to their responses, and building on what they share with you. When you engage with someone in this way, the conversation becomes more than just an exchange of words, it becomes an experience. And experiences are what people remember. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require you to be someone you're not. You don't have to have a silver tongue or be exceptionally charming to make others feel connected to you. All it takes is a willingness to be present and intentional in your interactions. When you focus on making the other person feel seen and valued, your words naturally carry more weight and meaning. The power of connection lies not in the complexity of your words, but in their authenticity and purpose. Simple, genuine statements that show you care can have a profound impact. They can transform a routine interaction into a memorable moment, a casual acquaintance into a meaningful relationship. And it all starts with the decision to use your words as a bridge rather than a barrier, to create connection rather than distance. Energy is a language that speaks louder than words. Even before you utter a single syllable, your presence communicates volumes. The way you carry yourself, the aura you project, and the subtle cues in your body language all set the stage for how others perceive you. Words are important, but the energy behind them is what truly captivates and draws people in. When you walk into a room, your energy introduces you before your words ever do, creating an immediate impression that shapes the trajectory of any interaction. Imagine meeting someone whose energy feels heavy, uncertain, or disconnected. Regardless of what they say, their lack of alignment diminishes the impact of their words. On the other hand, when you encounter someone with vibrant, confident energy, You find yourself naturally drawn to them, eager to engage. It's not the specifics of their speech that resonate with you, it's the intangible magnetic quality of their presence. This is the silent force that amplifies your communication and determines how your words land with others. Energy doesn't just amplify what you say, it also reflects your inner state. When your energy is calm, confident, and intentional, it signals that you are in control, self assured, and fully present. This presence creates a sense of trust and intrigue in the people you interact with. They feel your authenticity and are naturally inclined to lean in, both physically and emotionally. Conversely, scattered or nervous energy sends mixed signals, undermining even the most carefully chosen words. To harness the power of energy in communication, it's essential to cultivate self awareness. Take a moment to consider how your internal state influences the energy you project. Are you rushed, anxious, or distracted? Or are you grounded, focused, and at ease? Your energy is a mirror of your mindset and it dictates the tone of your interactions. Before engaging with others, centering yourself can dramatically improve the quality of your communication. One of the most effective ways to align your energy is through deliberate preparation. This doesn't mean rehearsing every word you plan to say, but rather grounding yourself in the moment and setting a clear intention. When you approach a conversation with clarity and purpose, your energy reflects that focus. For instance, if your goal is to make a strong first impression, envision yourself as confident, approachable, and engaging. Visualizing this energy primes your body and mind to embody those qualities, making them a natural part of your interaction. Beyond preparation, mindfulness plays a critical role in maintaining high quality energy. The ability to remain present and attuned to the moment is a skill that enhances every aspect of communication. When you're fully present, you notice subtle shifts in the other person's body language, tone, and mood. These cues provide invaluable insights into how your words are being received, allowing you to adjust your approach in real time. This dynamic interplay of energy creates a connection that feels authentic and responsive, deepening the impact of your words. Another aspect of energy that cannot be overlooked is confidence. Confidence is magnetic, it draws people in and holds their attention. However, true confidence is not about arrogance or dominance, it's about self assurance and authenticity. People are naturally attracted to those who exude a quiet, unshakable confidence because it signals that you are comfortable with yourself and your message. This type of confidence is rooted in genuine self belief and is something that can be cultivated with practice and intention. Your energy also has the power to set the emotional tone of an interaction. If you approach someone with warmth, enthusiasm, and positivity, you create an inviting atmosphere that encourages them to open up. On the other hand, if your energy is neutral or reserved, it can create a sense of distance or even discomfort. The emotional tone you establish serves as the foundation for the entire interaction, influencing how the other person feels and responds to you. The energy you project is also contagious. When you bring high quality energy into a space, it has a ripple effect on those around you. This is why certain people have the ability to uplift a room simply by walking into it. Their energy is infectious, inspiring others to match their level of engagement and enthusiasm. This phenomenon is rooted in the science of mirror neurons, which cause us to subconsciously mimic the emotional and physical states of those we interact with. By consciously elevating your energy, you can elevate the energy of the entire interaction, creating a more vibrant and memorable experience. It's important to note that projecting energy doesn't mean being overly loud or animated. It's not about dominating the space or demanding attention. Instead, it's about aligning your internal state with your external expression in a way that feels natural and intentional. Whether you're speaking softly or with great enthusiasm, the authenticity of your energy is what resonates with others and leaves a lasting impression. Mastering the energy behind your words takes practice, but the rewards are immeasurable. When you learn to consistently bring intentional, aligned energy into your interactions, you unlock the ability to connect with others on a deeper level. This skill is not just about making an impact in the moment, it's about building relationships, inspiring trust, and creating a sense of genuine connection that goes far beyond the surface. Personalization is the cornerstone of memorable communication. Every individual craves to feel recognized and valued, and one of the most effective ways to achieve this is by tailoring your words specifically to them. Generic greetings and responses, while polite, often fail to leave a lasting impact because they don't resonate on a deeper level. When you take the time to personalize your interactions, you're not just speaking to someone, you're speaking to their uniqueness, their individuality, and the things that make them who they are. This approach creates a sense of significance and connection that ordinary exchanges simply can't achieve. Personalizing your words requires paying attention to details. It's about noticing the subtle cues that others give you, whether it's their body language, their tone of voice, or the little things they mention in passing. For example, if someone mentions they had a challenging week at work, a personalized response could be something like, I know you've had a tough week. How are you holding up? This small adjustment shows that you've not only heard them, but that you've also cared enough to address their specific situation. It transforms a basic interaction into one that feels meaningful and thoughtful. A personalized approach also involves recognizing and celebrating the qualities that make someone special. People often don't realize how much they stand out until someone points it out. When you acknowledge their unique traits, it creates a moment of validation and appreciation. For instance, instead of saying, nice to meet you, you might say, it's great to meet someone with such a calm and grounded presence. It's refreshing. By tailoring your words to reflect their individuality, you make the interaction feel exclusive and unforgettable. Another powerful aspect of personalization is the ability to adapt your communication style to suit the person you're speaking with. Not everyone responds to the same approach, so it's important to be flexible and attentive. Some people thrive on humor and lightheartedness, while others appreciate a more serious and thoughtful tone. By aligning your energy and words with their preferences, you create a sense of harmony and understanding that deepens the connection. Personalization also extends to how you introduce yourself and engage in conversations. Instead of relying on scripted or routine phrases, consider framing your words in a way that reflects your genuine interest in the other person. For example, instead of saying, hi, how are you? You could say, I've been looking forward to meeting you. I've heard great things about your work. This subtle shift in language makes the interaction feel intentional and specific, instantly setting a positive tone. It's important to remember that personalization is not about flattery or superficial compliments. Genuine personalization comes from a place of sincerity and curiosity. It's about truly wanting to understand and connect with the other person on a deeper level. This requires active listening and a willingness to go beyond surface level conversation. When you take the time to learn about someone's interests, experiences, and values, you're able to craft words that resonate with their core identity. One of the most overlooked aspects of personalization is the power of remembering details. People feel value when you remember something they've shared with you, no matter how small it might seem. Whether it's their favorite hobby, a recent accomplishment, or even their pet's name, referencing these details in your conversation shows that you've paid attention and that you care. For instance, saying, how's your dog Max doing? It can instantly make someone feel seen and appreciated. Personalization also enhances your ability to create moments of surprise and delight. When you say something unexpected that directly relates to the other person, it catches them off guard in the best way possible. This element of surprise makes the interaction more memorable and leaves a lasting impression. For example, if someone mentions they enjoy hiking, you could say, I noticed you love the outdoors. Have you explored any new trails lately? This question not only shows that you've been attentive, but also invites them to share something they're passionate about. In professional settings, personalization can be a game changer. Whether you're networking, collaborating with colleagues, or meeting a potential client, tailoring your words to suit the individual can significantly impact the outcome of the interaction. Instead of delivering a generic pitch or response, take the time to understand their specific needs, challenges, or goals. By addressing these directly in your conversation, you demonstrate that you're not just focused on yourself, but are genuinely invested in their success. On a personal level, personalization has the power to strengthen relationships and foster deeper connections. Friends, family members, and romantic partners all thrive on feeling understood and valued. When you take the time to personalize your words for the people closest to you, it strengthens the bonds you share. Even something as simple as a thoughtful compliment or a heartfelt acknowledgement can make a world of difference in how someone feels about your relationship. At its core, personalization is about making others feel special and significant. It's about stepping out of the realm of generic interactions and stepping into a space of intentionality and care. When you personalize your words, you're not just communicating, you're building bridges, creating moments, and leaving a lasting imprint on the hearts of those you interact with. It's a skill that requires attention, effort, and practice, but the rewards are immeasurable. Tone is the silent thread that weaves through every word you speak, shaping how your message is perceived and felt. It is not just about what you say, but how you say it. And this can be the difference between a message that resonates deeply and one that falls flat. Tone conveys your emotions, intentions, and attitude often more powerfully than the words themselves. It creates an atmosphere, sets expectations, and guides the emotional trajectory of a conversation before the meaning of your words is even fully processed. Think of a simple phrase like good morning. Depending on the tone, this greeting can feel warm and inviting, indifferent and routine, or even sarcastic and dismissive. The exact same words carry entirely different meanings based solely on the tone you choose to adopt. This demonstrates the incredible influence tone holds over communication. It acts as a bridge between your words and the emotions you aim to evoke in others, shaping the way your message is received and interpreted. Mastering tone begins with self-awareness. Every conversation starts with an internal dialogue, whether it's conscious or unconscious. How you feel internally directly affects the tone you project externally. If you're feeling rushed or distracted, your tone may come across as curt or detached, even if that's not your intention. On the other hand, when you approach a conversation with calmness and clarity, your tone naturally reflects those qualities. This alignment creates an authentic connection that others can feel and trust. Tone also plays a pivotal role in establishing rapport and trust. People are incredibly perceptive to tone, often subconsciously picking up on the emotional nuances it conveys. If your tone exudes sincerity, empathy, and attentiveness, it fosters a sense of safety and openness in the other person. They feel heard, valued, and understood, which strengthens the connection and encourages deeper engagement. Conversely, if your tone is dismissive or impatient, it can create distance and discomfort, even if your words are technically polite. Adapting your tone to suit the context and audience is a critical aspect of effective communication. Not every situation calls for the same tone. The ability to adjust is what sets apart truly impactful communicators. For instance, a tone of excitement and enthusiasm might be perfect for a celebratory setting, but in a serious or sensitive conversation, a softer, more measured tone is more appropriate. This adaptability shows emotional intelligence and demonstrates that you are tuned to the needs and emotions of others. The power of tone extends beyond in-person interactions to digital communication. In written messages, tone can be conveyed through word choice, punctuation, and even the timing of your response. A carefully crafted message with a thoughtful tone can convey warmth and consideration, while a rushed or curt response can feel cold or impersonal. Emojis, while often seen as casual, can also be used strategically to add a layer of emotion and soften the tone of written communication. Listening plays a crucial role in mastering tone. The more you actively listen to others, the better you become at discerning the tone that will resonate with them. Pay attention to their energy, mood, and communication style, and let these observations guide your own tone. If someone is speaking softly and thoughtfully, mirroring that tone can create a sense of harmony and mutual understanding. On the other hand, if someone is animated and expressive, matching their energy can build rapport and make the interaction more dynamic. Tone is also a powerful tool for expressing confidence and authority. A strong, steady tone communicates that you are self-assured and knowledgeable, while a hesitant or wavering tone can undermine even the most well-constructed message. Confidence in your tone doesn't mean being loud or overbearing. It's about speaking with conviction and clarity, letting others know that you believe in what you're saying. This confidence is contagious and inspires trust and respect in those who hear you. Empathy is another key component of tone. When your tone conveys genuine care and understanding, it creates an emotional connection that goes beyond the surface. Empathetic tone isn't just about what you say, it's about how your voice reflects the emotions of the other person. It's about letting them feel that you truly grasp their perspective, whether it's through a comforting tone in times of difficulty or an enthusiastic tone in moments of celebration. Tone also has the ability to diffuse tension and navigate challenging conversations. In situations where emotions are running high, maintaining a calm and composed tone can help de-escalate conflicts and create space for constructive dialogue. It signals that you are not reactive but instead intentional and thoughtful, which can encourage the other person to mirror your approach. This is particularly important in professional or high-stakes settings where the ability to manage tone can significantly impact outcomes. Another aspect of tone is its role in expressing authenticity. People are naturally drawn to voices that feel real and unfiltered as they resonate on a human level. When your tone aligns with your true feelings and intentions, it creates a sense of genuineness that others can sense. This doesn't mean being overly casual or unfiltered in every context. It's about finding a balance where your tone reflects your honesty and humanity, making your words more relatable and impactful. Ultimately, tone is a reflection of your inner state and your level of connection with others. By consciously cultivating an intentional, empathetic, and adaptive tone, you can transform even the simplest interactions into meaningful exchanges. Every word you speak is carried on the current of your tone, and the quality of that current determines whether your message flows effortlessly into the hearts and minds of others or gets lost along the way. Body language is the unspoken language that speaks volumes even when words are absent. It is a powerful tool in communication, influencing how your words are perceived and understood. People often respond to your nonverbal cues before they even process what you're saying, making body language a critical aspect of creating a lasting impression. From posture to gestures, facial expressions to eye contact, your body language reveals your emotions, intentions, and confidence in ways that words alone cannot. Your posture is one of the most immediate signals of your confidence and energy. Standing or sitting up straight with your shoulders relaxed communicates self-assurance and readiness, whereas slouching or crossing your arms can send signals of discomfort, disinterest, or defensiveness. When you approach someone with an open posture, you invite openness in return. It creates a sense of approachability and establishes a foundation of trust. This subtle shift in how you hold yourself can significantly impact the tone of any interaction. Facial expressions are another cornerstone of body language. Your face reflects your emotions in real time, often revealing more than your words. A genuine smile, for example, can instantly make you more relatable and likable, while a neutral or disinterested expression can unintentionally create a barrier. Smiling with authenticity where the expression reaches your eyes communicates warmth and sincerity. It's important to be mindful of your expressions, ensuring they align with the message you're trying to convey, as mismatched cues can lead to confusion or mistrust. Eye contact is perhaps the most potent element of nonverbal communication. It establishes a connection that words alone cannot achieve. When you maintain steady and intentional eye contact, you signal attentiveness, confidence, and respect. It shows the other person that you're fully engaged in the conversation and that they have your undivided attention. However, overdoing it can make others feel uncomfortable, so it's essential to strike a balanced, soft, natural eye contact that feels genuine rather than forced or overly intense. Gestures, when used effectively, can add depth and clarity to your message. They help to emphasize key points and make your communication more dynamic. For example, open-handed gestures convey honesty and transparency, while pointing or closed fists may come across as aggressive or confrontational. Subtle nods or leaning slightly forward can signal agreement and interest, encouraging the other person to feel validated and understood. The key is to use gestures that feel natural and purposeful rather than excessive or distracting. The way you occupy space also plays a significant role in body language. Confidence is often demonstrated through the ability to take up space comfortably. Standing tall and positioning yourself firmly conveys authority and self-assurance, whereas shrinking into yourself or hesitating in your movements may suggest insecurity. On the other hand, being mindful of personal space is equally important. Invading someone's space can create discomfort and tension, so it's crucial to respect the boundaries of the person you're engaging with. Body language also includes subtle movements and micro expressions which often occur unconsciously. These fleeting expressions and gestures can reveal your true feelings even when you try to mask them. For instance, a quick furrow of the brow may indicate confusion or concern, while a slight tilt of the head can show curiosity or empathy. Becoming aware of these small cues, both in yourself and others, allows you to navigate interactions with greater emotional intelligence and understanding. Mirroring is another powerful aspect of body language. When done naturally, it can create a sense of connection and rapport. People tend to feel more comfortable and understood when they see their own gestures and expressions subtly reflected back to them. For example, if someone leans forward slightly while speaking, doing the same can signal that you're engaged and on the same wavelength. However, mirroring should always be subtle and genuine. Overt mimicry can come across as insincere or manipulative. The alignment of verbal and nonverbal communication is essential for building trust and credibility. When your body language contradicts your words, people are more likely to believe what they see rather than what they hear. For instance, saying, "I'm excited to be here" with a monotone voice and crossed arms sends mixed signals that undermine your message. Ensuring that your gestures, expressions, and tone align with your words creates a cohesive and compelling delivery that resonates more powerfully. Even your breathing can influence your body language. Shallow, rapid breaths can make you appear anxious or rushed, while deep, steady breaths convey calmness and control. Being conscious of your breathing, especially in high pressure situations, can help you maintain a composed demeanor and project confidence. Controlled breathing also allows you to pause thoughtfully before responding, giving your words more weight and intention. Listening is another aspect where body language plays a vital role. When someone is speaking, your nonverbal cues can show whether you're truly paying attention. Nodding occasionally, maintaining eye contact, and leaning in slightly all signal active listening and respect. Avoiding distractions like checking your phone or looking around the room reinforces the impression that you value what the other person is saying. These small gestures can make a significant difference in how the other person perceives the interaction. Being mindful of body language extends to how you conclude interactions as well. A firm handshake, a warm smile, or a parting wave leaves a lasting impression that reinforces the tone of the conversation. These final gestures can solidify the connection you've built, ensuring that the other person remembers the interaction positively. By consciously mastering your body language, you create an unspoken dialogue that complements your words, making your communication not only effective but also memorable. Timing in communication is an unspoken yet profoundly impactful element that shapes the flow and effectiveness of every interaction. It determines not only when something is said, but also how it resonates with the listener. A perfectly timed comment can amplify your words, turning them into a powerful statement, while poorly timed remarks can dilute their meaning or even cause misunderstandings. Timing is the subtle art of reading a situation, understanding its rhythms, and inserting your message at the most opportune moment. It is less about what is said and more about the ability to feel the pulse of a conversation and align your input with its natural progression. The first aspect of timing is the entry point into a dialogue. Starting a conversation or joining one already in progress requires sensitivity to the current mood and context. Interrupting someone mid-sentence or speaking when the atmosphere is tense can create friction, no matter how insightful or valuable your contribution might be. Conversely, waiting for the right pause, the moment when the listener is most receptive, ensures that your words land with clarity and impact. This awareness of timing often depends on active listening and the ability to read subtle cues such as tone, body language, or shifts in energy. Timing also involves pacing how quickly or slowly you deliver your message. Speaking too fast can overwhelm your audience and cause your words to lose their intended weight, while speaking too slowly may lead to impatience or disinterest. The ideal pace matches the emotional tone of the conversation and the listener's ability to process information. A deliberate pause can be one of the most effective tools in timing. It creates a moment of suspense, giving your words room to breathe and allowing the listener to absorb their meaning fully. Pauses also convey confidence as they signal that you are comfortable holding space without feeling the need to rush. In persuasive communication, timing is often the difference between success and failure. Knowing when to introduce an idea, make a request, or pose a question is crucial. For example, presenting an argument when emotions are high may lead to defensiveness, whereas waiting until the other person is calm and receptive can foster openness and collaboration. Timing allows you to align your message with the listener's state of mind, increasing the likelihood that your words will be met with understanding and agreement. In group settings, timing becomes even more nuanced. Conversations often have their own ebb and flow, with participants contributing at different moments. Jumping in too early may come across as interrupting, while waiting too long can result in your input being overlooked or the discussion moving past the point where your comment is relevant. Skilled communicators pay close attention to the rhythm of group interactions, identifying the precise moment to interject so that their words feel like a natural progression of the discussion rather than an intrusion. Timing is not just about when you speak, but also about when you remain silent. Silence, when used intentionally, can be a powerful tool in communication. It can create space for reflection, encourage others to speak, or emphasize the gravity of a point you just made. In negotiations or debates, Strategic silence can compel the other party to fill the void, often revealing valuable information or shifting the dynamics of the conversation in your favor. Silence also demonstrates patience and self control, qualities that enhance your credibility and influence. Another dimension of timing is understanding the broader context of an interaction. Timing a message appropriately might involve considering external factors, such as the time of day, the environment, or the emotional state of the other person. Delivering feedback to a colleague, for instance, is likely to be more effective in a private setting after a successful project than in a public forum following a setback. Similarly, expressing gratitude or appreciation at the right moment can deepen relationships and leave a lasting positive impression. The timing of follow-ups is equally important in building and maintaining connections. Reaching out too soon after an initial interaction may come across as pushy or desperate, while waiting too long risks losing the momentum of the relationship. The key is to gauge the other person's level of interest and engagement, responding in a way that feels natural and considerate. Thoughtful timing shows that you are attuned to their needs and respectful of their boundaries, fostering trust and goodwill. In storytelling, timing is the heartbeat that drives the narrative. The way you structure your story, the pauses you take, and the moments you choose to reveal key details all contribute to its emotional impact. A well-timed punchline or plot twist can elicit laughter, surprise, or introspection, making your story more memorable and engaging. Timing in storytelling mirrors its role in conversation, requiring you to read your audience and adjust your delivery to match their reactions. Timing is also influenced by cultural and social norms. In some cultures, pausing before responding is seen as a sign of thoughtfulness and respect, while in others, rapid exchanges are the norm. Being aware of these differences can help you adapt your timing to fit the expectations of your audience, ensuring that your message is received in the intended spirit. Finally, timing is closely tied to intuition. While there are guidelines and principles for effective timing, much of it comes down to your ability to sense the right moment instinctively. This intuition is honed through experience, reflection, and a genuine interest in understanding others. The more you practice observing and engaging with people, the more attuned you become to the subtle signals that indicate when to speak, when to pause, and when to listen. And when they look at you, wide-eyed and intrigued, you'll know you've just become unforgettable.